You know what it is?
Yeah, pasa.
Minds of Mischief, the mischievous podcast.
Turn
it's
the
time
volume
to get
up.
started.
You know what it is. It's the Mischievous Podcast. It's your man Jackson Woodward, all caps, Cap City. With a fresh.
Que pasa?
My man Jackson, what it is.
What's good, Playboy?
Now, listen, we did a whole sound check, and this nigga whispered through the whole thing. Just now, he was louder than he's been in any other damn sound checks.
Hey, man.
Man, listen. Sound checks for a reason.
Hey, man, listen. I'm feeling good, man.
Bruh,
I'm
so
enjoying
you
myself.
feel good in the sound check.
I was. You just told me to keep talking, and I was talking, and I did.
Bruh, you were just louder than you
Hey,
probably
did you hear the excuse he
ever
just
got.
had? You just told me to keep talking, and I was talking, and I did.
And I did.
Anyway, moving
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Welcome
the
back,
hate.
man. Y'all done had some time to get reacclimated to the boys. The boys is back in the building. You know what it is. So, hey, man. One heck of a weekend. I had an incredible weekend. How was your weekend, Brother Jackson? How was your weekend?
Man, you know what? I never complain about a cycle around the planet.
True.
My weekend was amazing.
Birthday weekend.
It
Birthday
was.
weekend. Boo, 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 boo.
I woke up, so I ain't complaining.
I love it.
It's real, man. What was that?
He shot a
What
water.
was-
What was it? It wasn't even. You didn't even shoot. It was
Bro,
like,
you had a Roman candle that didn't.
I don't know what I was
Did you
doing.
win?
I was trying to help him.
Oh God.
Man, we appreciate it, man.
Hey,
You
Fresh,
tried.
how was your weekend, bro?
You know, I actually had a really good weekend, man. It was I actually filmed my first project for the year.
Okay,
that's
all
what's
right.
up. What's up? Okay.
So it's pretty good.
That's dope. What the project? We probably got to get a little more in depth. So, just
So I got booked.
don't go too far, but
I won't. So I got booked to play a character. Mama D is in it,
okay.
and it was a lot of fun. You know what I mean?
We'll take that.
That's the best way to put
The
it.
question
It was-
is, this
it was
is the
a lot of
question.
fun.
Did you whisper through the whole thing?
I did not.
Okay.
You
But even if
projected
I
while
did-
on set, you
But even if I did, I was mic'd up. So you know it worked out anyway.
True.
It worked out anyway.
Well, my West Coast agent booked me for the first gig I got from my West Coast agent,
Okay.
and I was able to shoot that this weekend, man. So I had to travel and get a chance to shoot. It was cool, man. Shot with a actress, shot at the Ginger out of Albuquerque.
Wow.
And we had some good conversations. I usually little known fact, I usually hate actors. I hate them. I'm an actor and I hate actors. I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna tell you why I hate them. And I've
Why?
said this before.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
Because like actors tend to act on set like you're nothing more than an actor. Like you ain't got nothing else going on in life. Say, so what are you working on? Well, I practice with such and such. I don't give a damn. Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, all that, who you rehearse with and where you went. Wow, so what classes do you take? Man, there's other things for us to talk about.
Right.
Like, who are you? What's up? You know what I'm saying? We can get into all that later.
It's
Like,
the aspect that they forget how to be human.
yes.
like
Or
you're
you're trying to, it
acting-
feels like you're trying to impress me in your actorism, your thespianism.
You've already
Like, I don't care.
established as an actor.
But it's kind of hard too, though, because you're at work. So like most people when they're at work, they talk about work. You know, so
No,
they just.
I never did. I'm at work.
I'm doing it already.
I'm already doing it. It's kind of like I never wore an A&T t-shirt at A&T. It didn't make sense to me. When I'm gone, when I'm off of campus, then I'm going to rock my A&T sheet. Now, listen, people do what they do at school. I just never did that. I'm already here. I have proven
So
I
you
had
had
to.
no school spirit at school, is what you're saying.
No. Not, I'm going to wear a t-shirt. I'm going to go to the game and I'm going to rock at the game. What's up? I know all the chants.
So you was wearing a white tee at the
No,
t-shirt?
I was, well, when I came in, bro, I didn't have no school spirit.
Sounds a bit boring.
When I first got there, I ain't had no school spirit, bro. I was still a Richmond boy. I was like, man, Richmond is the jersey I wear. It took 2-3 years for me to be like Aggie Pride, but
Okay.
now I carry the flag crazy.
That's good to know.
But yeah. I mean,
Was
yeah,
it
it was
in your
it was a
blood?
lot of unlearning, bro. When that's a whole nother show. But anyway, but I had a great time. Talked to her. We did talk some business stuff, but it was progressive. It was like, hey, this is going on over here. You should try that. Cool. Oh, I got this for you, and we kind of exchanged information. That was dope. I didn't feel like she was trying to impress me on how much acting she's done.
Right.
That's what I don't like about actors.
got
It
you.
just seems like
It's,
they're trying
it's
to
like name dropping.
yeah, that's how it feels.
Right.
And usually you get on set and be like, oh yeah, so I was doing this project with Rihanna. I'm like, so? Like for real, like if I drop my resume, you shut up. So I don't have no need to come in like that.
I never understand the name drop. Well, once again, I think there's that feeling for humans to feel like they have to impress someone else to be validated.
Right.
And it's like, and you don't. You are special. You are significant as your genuine, authentic self.
Facts.
A name drop to me, you basically are telling me you need someone else to validate who you are. I hate that.
Facts.
Learn the value in who you are. There is no other DNA like you on this planet. Value that in itself.
Yeah,
you know,
tell me who you are.
but everybody does that. You know, like people walk around, I'm a lawyer. You know, I'm a doctor. You know, I work for Google. You know, it's like nobody asked you any of those questions. You know what I mean? But people be
when
so
it's
quick.
when it's
like,
relevant, I think it
to
makes
like
sense.
drop it.
Yeah,
It don't even be relevant.
Yeah, that's
You
when
know?
it don't make sense. Like nothing about. I don't need a doctor in this situation. So telling me a doctor doesn't tell me anything.
Right.
It's a fine line, and I know there's a fine line because I've been in a room where you didn't say what you do,
Right.
and just by maybe mentioning what you do, you get top of somebody's mind later when they need it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a fine line, but again, not leading with. Don't lead with it. That's what I'm saying. I don't care what you do. I don't need your accolades. I don't need your resume. Like, what's up? What's your name? You know what I'm saying? Where you from? I don't even like that question. I don't really like introductory questions. I really like to just get to know you. Be like, hey, I'm Jason. Now I know you. I feel that's really what I wish.
I feel you on that in that perspective. Put that give me that information when I ask for it.
Correct.
That's the conversation.
Correct.
Give me that when I ask for it.
That's what it is.
Don't lead with that because that just kind of it's an automatic turn off. Like okay, next.
Yeah.
You have no depth.
That's what it feels like.
It's like you have no depth.
That's what it feels like. It feels like that. All of that defines you, as Jackson kind of was alluding to. It feels like all that information defines you. No, I don't want that information.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It don't define me.
like-
I'm trying to tell you, acting is just something I do. There's a whole list of other things I can tell you that is Jason. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Well, that's always my comeback. They be like, so what you do? I said, I do a lot of things, man. I ain't got no job.
Icebreaker.
I ain't got no job.
It's a great
dog.
icebreaking response.
Yeah,
I ain't got no job.
Because that does breed questions. If you say you ain't got no job, because I say that, I'm like, I ain't had a job.
I ain't got no job.
Almost 20 years. They be like, what? Say more. And it's like, yeah, if you want to know more, I get into it. But anyway, nonetheless, so great weekends all around. Happy birthday to Jackson again, man.
Yes.
You know, this is how we start our year. The shenanigans that is the rest of the year is a lot of times set the tone by his birthday because it's first. So, and it's kind of set the tone. We talked about Winter Ski Fest last week, so the year is already set. There's going to be some foolishness all year long, and now we got more cameras to show y'all how much foolishness.
Oh boy.
Brace yourself. Is this a good thing or bad thing? I don't know. Mom cam 24/7.
I know, right?
Yeah. So anyway, man, we got to keep it moving. You know how we do this thing.
News and hot topics.
Man, so it's going into the season is over. Now the Super Bowl is set.
It is.
Before I get into that though, last week they had Tom Brady started with the 52 fake out retirements. Was all across the board.
Not 52.
The 52 fake out.
52
Blue 52 fake out. Because at first it was a report that he had retired, and then I was like, no, I didn't. And so it's a lot of conversation out there. We don't know. You don't know what's happening.
I mean,
Everything
I
is
saw something
leading
today,
to him.
though. I saw something today that said he officially retired.
No, today, but I just caught that literally about 10 minutes ago, and that was his official press release statement saying, I have not determined if I'm retiring, which is what it should have been in the first place. All these platforms just posted information saying he retired,
Is
but
it a
he
big
never
deal?
said any of that.
Whether he retires or not?
Yeah.
I mean, it's an impact when anybody that has an impact on the game steps out of the game, and it's going to have a huge effect. Think about that division. Now that division is absolutely nothing.
Well, hold on. Well, I mean, but let's be honest. The way it's looking, that whole NFC is questionable. You got a lot of teams that need quarterbacks. You got what is deemed as the GOAT leaving. It opens up a myriad of opportunities for the whole NFC.
Bruh. it's in disarray. Sean Payton left. Now you're talking about Brady gonna leave.
Right. They talking about they might be getting a new coach for
Falcons
for
is the Falcons and Carolina ain't nothing. So like that whole division.
But Cam said he was back. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Shout out to Cam. Is he coming? Did they he would come? He said he would come back if they brought him back, but I don't think.
I mean, they brought. Oh, I don't know.
I don't really know what's gonna happen with that. So it's just.
I don't know.
It's that division. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a sports show. This is not a sports show.
It is
we
not.
just happen to like
God.
sports, and this is that time of year, so we're gonna leave with it. You can take it. Thank you.
Thank you.
But that was kind of crazy with the 52 fake out. But next, black coaches still not hired. Speaking of disarray, still no black coaches for all the any of their open jobs. Still
Uh-huh.
none of them. Brian Flores has been interviewed 1,000 times. Bieniemy now, we don't know what's going to happen with that. I would like to see him. You and I had this conversation. I really would like to keep that together. But if the opportunity comes, it comes. But still, no black coaches being hired.
But they
in
are
the
being
carousel.
fired.
Very fine.
But
know
just so
what?
that's a narrative you can't even turn a blind eye to at this point.
Yeah, one. We got one right now with Tomlin in a league that is about 80% black, but there's nobody.
Right.
You don't believe they are leaders of men.
Are there any other professional football leagues? Because like I know like
CFL.
the CFL.
Yeah, there's a couple other
So they brought that
lower
back?
level ones. Uh-huh.
Okay. They
Yeah.
brought that back though. 'Cause I thought they went away to CFL.
No, Canadian football they played last year. They
Okay.
played last year, but COVID caused a lot of problems with a lot of stuff. But they're still here.
Well, the reason why I asked because you have all of these athletes who've retired. Like you know when Ice Cube bought in the Big Three, that was very lucrative. Now you have the new basketball league that's over there by Atlantic Station now. A lot of the rappers are bringing their teams in. They got like $100,000 prizes and
By
stuff like that.
Atlantic Station. I ain't know about the ABL. That's the summer thing.
It's called. I have to look up the name of the arena, but it's an arena.
Oh,
right
you
there,
talking
right
about
there.
Camp Creek?
No, it's right by Atlantic Station.
Oh, I saw that arena. I didn't know what that was.
So that arena is a new basketball arena, and you got Quavo and a bunch of other rappers who got together and they started like a league, and then it's like $100,000 grand prize. So
I didn't know anything about that.
So now a lot of these student athletes who may not go to college or may not go D1, they get $100,000 contracts to play basketball.
It's definitely a topic of discussion.
So it makes me wonder on the football side of things,
Why don't they?
why isn't it
Some
put
other
together yet?
thing. I know they did something with flag, but tackle football. It's for one the juggernaut that is the NFL. Not just football. There are companies in the United States and the world that cannot compete with the NFL.
Right.
So I really think that is the thing with them trying to start a league is that's such an uphill battle. Now, will you get some eyes? Yeah. So somebody got to just do the math. How many eyes do I actually need?
Right.
I don't need the world to watch. I need a strong 4,000.
Or is it the body count? Because in football it's like what,
55
like, on each
member
side,
rosters.
That's a lot of people versus 15. So that's probably why too.
Yeah. Like we say, do the math. Math is, hey, I always talk about math. This is where the math comes in.
Yeah.
A lot of different, and what it costs to run a team. I don't know what it costs to run a team. You know what I mean? Like you said, 55 members on the team. Then you got staff, you got coaching, you got facilities where they're going to practice. There's a lot of things that go into maybe running a football team. But, to your point, yeah, why hasn't there been even a 7-on-7 league when they do, because they do 7-on-7 drills in the summertime? There's a lot of different things that you can kind of spin off if you taking that big three approach.
Right.
Probably is. There probably is. And but the couple leagues that have tried, because Michael Vick was the coach of the team that was here.
Right.
They started and it ended fast as it started. The league started to stop. So it's just football is probably just NFL is a juggernaut. I think NFL is a juggernaut.
Okay.
So,
Makes sense.
but as we say, man, we don't know. I don't know what's going on with why it seems like now it's such a bigger deal with the NFL coaches, black coaches not being hired. But
I think the players aren't voicing or speaking up enough. Because
the past players are the ones that's playing right now, because the ones that's playing right now is like, I got my bag. I don't care who coach.
Right. Right. And that's gonna always be the issue.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
Because
now.
money is everything.
Yeah.
Like I just saw the Cowboys hired somebody and he was like a head coach, now he a defensive coordinator or something like that. And they're like, why is he going backwards?
Well, Dan Quinn is their defensive coordinator, who was the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
Got you.
Yeah.
So they were saying, why did he go backwards? You know what I
Well,
mean?
he just wanted a job. I think it was about being at home.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be on the couch watching this with y'all. I got to keep this
But
paycheck
again,
rolling.
to prove your point, he wasn't a good head coach. Ended up with another job. That's
Oh, yeah.
two positions that wasn't filled by
A brother.
a brother.
Yeah, I think that it was the Rooney Rule. I think now the Rooney Rule, where you have, for those that don't know, you have to interview so many black coaches for the role before you hire somebody. I think they kind of like, it's almost like COVID in the mask. They're like, man, whatever. It's on the books, but ain't nobody paying no attention to it. I think that's what's happening now.
I think Dion is going to be a head coach in the NFL probably in the next 4 years.
I really want him to stay at Jackson State for at least 5 years because he's recruiting them young boys and at least get those classes through.
Yeah,
I agree with you. So next year. So at least get your first couple of recruiting classes through and then be like, hey, I'm recruiting this year, but I'm out in 2 years or something. You know what I'm saying? At least, but yeah, I want to. They won a Celebration Bowl. Great. No, they lost Celebration Bowl this year, but they went to the Celebration Bowl next year, win it, and keep moving. So, hey man, Deion his name keeps coming up. People like him as a leader of men. So,
the players like him.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Congratulations to the Bengals and
The Rams.
And the Rams. But I got a question before we get, because I got one more thing to talk about. But did the Chiefs lose the game or did the Bengals win the game? And the same thing for the Rams. Did the Rams win or did the 49ers lose the game? I just got to ask that question. Everybody that watched it, what do you think? Jackson being a Kansas City fan, I'll let you answer that question first.
go ahead.
Chiefs lost the game.
Chiefs lost the game.
Chiefs
I
lost.
feel the same way. I feel no disrespect to the Bengals. Think they played a very good second half,
Right.
but I think the decision to not take the points at the end of the half for the Chiefs was not a great decision. Number one, because you end up losing by those 3 points end up mattering.
Right.
But
I don't think those. I don't feel like those points matter.
all points matter.
You're
What's
right.
the end of the score?
You're right. All points do matter. They've done great with always putting points up on the board.
Correct.
But that second half we saw a completely different team play.
Yes.
The first half Patrick Mahomes was completing all of his passes. They were catching the balls. Their drives were consistent. Like they came out in the second team. Like whose team is this? Like this was a rookie team. They were dropping passes. He's got a whole bunch of open players. They weren't making any of that. That's why I said Chiefs just lost the game.
So, I was watching the game, right? And when they waved off to go for it, I said they being greedy. And in the industry that I'm in, when you get greedy, you kick your ass, right? When they got
That can bite
greedy,
you.
and they did not get no points, Cincinnati walked into the locker room and said,
Look confident.
this team ain't shit. And they came out, and they, like you said, they played a completely different
And
game,
they got the
bro.
ball in the second half first.
Yeah,
Kansas City, and they
completely
punted.
different.
That was their first punt, right?
That's why I said.
Right, and I was like-
that's why I said it's not a Bengals won the game. It's a Chiefs lost the game.
Yeah.
Because you just watched the Chiefs play a game a week before and they played perfect football. Even
Yes, they did.
unbiased players or unbiased fans all over media said, we know how dangerous this team is in the red zone.
Yes.
There were plays, you go back and look, people were wide open, but he would not pass the ball. And he's taking sacks. This man ain't took no sacks virtually all year. He took a few in the game, but not many.
Right.
But you consciously running and frailing around, y'all just lost the game. We don't know what y'all was doing, but y'all lost the game.
Yeah,
This
it kind
one
of
that
looked like you was point shaving a little bit, dog. A couple of them
yeah,
runs.
it don't look like the Bengals. The Bengals didn't get better. The Bengals got their struggles. Jamar Chase is a problem. So is Mixon. So is Higgins. Burrows is up and corner quarterback. He's in that list of amazing for the AFC. So it's not that they got better, but if we're answering his question, the Chiefs lost that game.
All right. So
That's my take.
next game, there was a key interception that was dropped, but it was one dropped on both sides. But it was a key interception dropped on the 49er side. Would have possibly ended the game right there. Do you feel like the 49ers actually lost that game?
49ers lost that game.
Well,
But we already said this. We know that Jimmy G plays for the other team
He
every
gonna
game.
give it at least one.
He gonna give you one. That's what Jimmy. He always messing up the church's money. Okay,
right.
it didn't work in his favor this time.
And Stafford is going. Stafford is similar.
Yeah, he did. He pretty
And
much
he
did the
threw
same
it right
thing.
to him, and homemade drop. That was like, because the dude was open. It was a good idea to throw it to that guy, but he just couldn't hit him for the
But
last.
bruh, I've been saying this all year. Everybody's like, man, the Rams. I say, listen, no. Said Matthew Stafford is classic for throwing picks. That's just
All
what
day.
he does.
True.
But that's it's also because he's a gunslinger. Like
He
Brett
like the-
Favre was like that too. Brett
Yes.
Favre, he gonna give you his feast of famine.
It's my guy.
I love Brett Favre, but he gonna try to throw it in a tight window.
But you're
Sometimes it's
known
like-
as a chance winner, as a chance taker. That's just what you do.
Yeah, but
So I feel like when you look at them two games, it really buckles down to just by chance. Which one of y'all gonna throw or make the worst play?
so next game, Super Bowl is gonna come down to a mistake. That's what we're saying. It's gonna come down to whose mistake.
No, at this point, but when you put it like that, when we talk that out, then I'm gonna go. The Bengals are gonna win. because Burrows is not throwing many picks like
That's
that.
true.
At this point, Burrow is consistent, and if he gonna run the ball with Chase the whole time, or with Chase or Mixon, there's your problem right there. Now, the defense the Rams got is gonna be what's gonna carry that game.
Aaron Donald coming up that middle, Mixon gonna
Look, I don't even hate the Rams, and I'm sick of Donald. I'm like, move, get away from me, okay? You trying to break a limb?
Yeah, word.
He dangerous. But at this rate, if they're gonna play like that, if Stafford's gonna keep taking chances,
Right.
Bengals are gonna come up.
So I'm not gonna fault Buddy for dropping that pass. You know what I mean? And
What
the
you
reason
because he on defense.
yeah,
That's why they play
the
defense.
reason
That's how you play defense.
Like you not a receiver.
Listen, thank you. That's number one. That's number one.
Jeez.
And number two, I mean, there were other plays that went just as bad. You know what I mean? Just because that play was the play, you can't penalize him for that.
It's just timing though. At that time, he should have caught that,
He should have caught that pass.
but he didn't.
Yeah.
Some of them passes,
But
are
then
just too good for
Ramsey
you
dropped
not to
a
catch.
pick six on the other side right after that. I was like, but you know why? Because I can't stand y'all in the NFL.
Uh-huh.
Did not catch the ball with your hands. Let's catch the ball. Everybody that try to catch it with their pads.
And them pads,
You
like,
forgot
nope.
the fundamentals, man. Like, come on.
The pads
That's why
like,
you dropped it. No, yeah, exactly. The pads is not helping you out. That ball, boom.
That's because that ball hurt.
Man, catch the ball.
Especially depending on what kind of heat
That
they put
ball
on
hurt,
it.
boy.
You know, them
That was a
bullets.
deep. That was a deep pass. Deep pass, you been fine, but you a bullet, you right.
Could have got that.
I mean,
That was
hey,
like a punt
I mean,
coming in.
hey,
That's
hey,
true.
Shannon said that when he played, he used to have to wrap his thumbs.
Yeah.
So when they threw that ball, you almost
yeah.
split your hand.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like that.
And
Tight.
he would take it because he was running them slants. John Elway was throwing that ball crazy.
Now maybe if they would have been smart and just deflate him a little bit like Tom Brady, then maybe we'd be
See?
winning.
See, we
but
learned
don't
something.
nobody want to do that. Everybody want to fill the balls up when full capacity. Now here we are.
Hey, sometimes you like when you not
No,
field
no,
balls.
no,
You want
listen.
your balls drained.
You want your ball, you want your ball.
Moving on.
Oh, hey,
All
hey,
right.
oh.
So listen,
Drain
man,
'em.
I don't know if y'all saw that. Recently they were sending out those COVID tests to everybody, right? Switching gears a little bit, they were sending out COVID tests to everybody. You just register and they send out a free COVID test.
Yeah.
My question number one was, during the height of this thing, y'all won't send out nothing. Now all of a sudden, like it's just a cold. Y'all sending out free tests. Well, there's a report that number one, they were saying they were FDA approved. Turns out they're not. Problem number two, they are giving false negatives and false positives. So now that's nearly a fear of nearly 300,000 tests about to be recalled.
Why y'all still trust the
300,000
government?
Tests being
Okay, I'm sorry. My bad.
No,
I'm
you
listening.
say what you say.
I just want to understand.
I mean,
I just want to understand.
I've said this from day one. You know what I mean? I always say that the U.S. government gave me COVID, right? Reason for that is because when I went,
lingering too. You,
I mean, this nigga,
It was
he was sick
bad.
for a whole quarter of the year.
yeah, bro, it was bad.
We lost him for 3 months.
Bad, bro.
like
It's bad.
he had to stay alone.
Nigga,
He had to stay
bad.
over, sleep over
You-
COVID.
He had the prototype,
The worst.
the first one
Yeah,
created.
You had
worst.
the actual sale of
Sale-
COVID came to your crib.
In fact, you
Yeah.
might just be COVID. You might have just been. You might be COVID.
Your ass is COVID.
COVID.
If COVID was a person,
It's me.
This-
It's 19 right here, right here.
COVID fresh.
COVID fresh.
COVID fresh.
You know, and we joke about it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Cause you're here.
at the time,
Hey, y'all probably
Boy.
wouldn't have told us about that either.
but it was
I'm
bad.
getting into that today.
bad. It was bad.
Definitely gonna get into
But and the reason why I say that is because when they swabbed my nose, it was wet. So it makes me think that these COVID tests that they sent out to all these people homes, you know what I mean? What's actually on it? You know, because
Wait, you said you put COVID in your nose?
yeah, they put
He said, yeah.
COVID in
He
my
said they
nose,
gave it to
bro.
him.
He said it was
He
wet.
said, y'all done swabbed my
It's
nose
wet.
with a wet
Bruh,
swab.
It was a wet swab. So I'm in the car driving. I'm like, yo, I feel like I got like hand sanitizer in my nose. I started feeling weird. So when I got to my mom's house, I literally spit up like this white paste, bruh, on the floor. And what made me mad is because we forget. We catch colds all the time. I had a fever on Wednesday. My fever broke on Friday. I was fine. I had my taste. I was eating. I was good. But then what happens? Hey, man, you might have had COVID, man. Just go get tested. I said, yo, 2 days? 2 days and I got COVID? I only been sick for 2 days.
That sound like that really. And
You
if
know
you
what
was
I mean?
feeling better after that, it really sound like the flu.
I was good. And
Yeah,
then
exactly.
I went, got tested, right? I spit up this white paste at my mama's house. By Monday, I can't taste nothing. I can't feel
He
nothing.
spit up some white.
No,
White
stay
paste.
focused.
White
Stay
paste.
the course.
You know, I can't taste nothing, can't feel nothing. All of a sudden, I got shortness of breath. Like, I'm about to die.
Yeah, they gave you the monkey. Or wherever you went to get tested. Wherever you went to get tested. They must have had the monkey there too.
So this where it was crazy, right? So it was at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, right? Military all over the place. I'm talking about they had the big tanks out there. Everybody had the guns out there. Everything for a COVID test. COVID test, bro.
All the time. Miami different.
Can I know why? What's the guns gonna do while you getting tested?
Thank you.
Don't move your nostrils. Do not move your nostril.
We are handing out COVID here.
That's exactly what they did, bro.
Be all that you can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he messed up. He went and got tested on an island called Miami.
Truth,
Yeah,
boy.
that's your mistake right there.
Mistake. Love my city, but damn.
Damn.
They gave you the lingering. All right, well, there
They gave you the lingering.
it is. One more. So switching gears one more time before I get out of the news hot topics, man. This was sad. We gotta kind of take a moment, a little pause. All right. So Chelsea Chris, former Miss USA, dies from apparent suicide. Yesterday or the day before. 30 years old. Says she jumped from a building in New York. Jumped from a high rise. Yeah. And now she was part of that. It was a trio because it was one night where 3 black women won all 3 different pageants, and she was one of the 3 to 1. Everybody's so excited. Oh my God, we won! You got all the pageants. 30 years old, jumps from a building. It says apparent suicide, and when somebody jump from a tall building, you always be like, you always ask if there's foul play, if somebody threw you or pushed you, but we don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's a letter, and I got no jokes about this whatsoever because you don't know what people are going through and what's on their mind, or what they have put in their system to make them do some things. Right. But that's because they're checking on your people, because people just think everybody's okay. But go ahead, what you gonna say?
I don't trust anything that says suicide, bro. I don't trust any of it. You know what I mean? Because you're right. We don't know what people are going through, but the people's close to you kind of got an idea. You know what I mean? And when you would think, but also at the same time, it's like if you have issues being alone and you have status, 9 out of 10 is somebody that's there with you. You know what I mean? And to just jump.
Because think about it, you 30 years old, you're a former Miss USA, and you've been doing pageants since you was probably a teenager. I think everybody probably just think you on top of the world anyway. They ain't thinking that you got a problem. And if you one of the people that just be like, I can't say nothing, you don't know.
My question is,
I agree with you that usually somebody would be with you, but you just don't know.
I just wonder, was there any signs before? Because I got like there's not enough information for it. It's an apparent. Oh, she committed suicide. Okay, well, wait a minute. If you know anything about people that deal with depression, like there's levels leading up to this. You're crying out in some form or fashion, and you have people around. So either you've given hints, or you've alluded to the idea of it. There's a letter. There's text. There's something that lets
you may miss it, but you may miss it because the man just committed suicide last year. And,
I don't believe it.
But he had all his affairs in order. We talked about it last year. Had all his affairs in order, and had everything. The funeral arrangements, everything was set. He had some depression things that he had dealt with, and to your point, we look back at some past videos where he talked about how depression was real, and but we apparently saw this video. Said, bro, you all right? He probably said, yeah, I'm good, and we went past it. And it creeped back on him on that particular day, and he couldn't take it no more, and he checked out. So, but you would never think that Marcus would have done that. Ever. It's nothing about Marcus. The conversation with Marcus, his friends with him the day before.
I don't believe it, bro.
Hey, brother.
I'll say, I've definitely had 2 close friends in my life that have done that. Well, close friends, one was my uncle, but one of my best friends from high school. And I will say, like, I'm smart enough now to see those signs.
You can look back and be like,
yeah,
you know what?
Yeah, it's like, okay, here it is. And sometimes people are outright about it, and people just laugh it off. It's like, no, it's not a joke.
Yeah.
Because, like, the dangerous part is once that poison sets in, it's almost not much you can do to retract it.
It's true.
So you have to pay attention and find out what it's going to take to get them off of that ledge or where that void is.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Whatever it is, find out where that void is and take the necessary steps to see, if that void can be filled or if it can just be removed. That way they can keep moving.
True.
But in this case, I'm just curious. Like, there had to be something, or that's a lie.
Hey, we gonna
Because I don't think
they keep
it
investigating.
it takes a minute to get to that level of extremity.
It takes to jump from a building, bro. Like that's the one that has me a little bit like. But I don't want to disrespect her passing. I don't want to disrespect her family, anything. So I'm just. But I do have questions when you decide to jump from a building. Like you're going to feel something. So it's like.
You ever seen the show they did 13 Reasons Why?
Yes.
Yeah. And
I loved that show though. It was
well written. Yes.
Well written.
it was deep. But one thing I've learned, I tell people, I was like, when it comes to suicide, your body naturally will not allow you to harm yourself. If you go right now and I tell you to grab a scissor and cut your finger, your body will physically stop you before you can go through with the process. Mm-hmm. So when you see people that commit any type of suicide, it is never a time where they just woke up one day and said, I don't want to be here. You had to grow to that deep space to bypass your neurological sensors to harm yourself. Yeah. That means this is something that you grew to. She didn't just wake up and decide to jump off of a plane or jump off of a building.
Damn, brother, don't change the story.
Stop. I'm just saying, but I that's why I said I think it's deeper than that.
No,
she didn't just wake up and say, you know what, I'm
She talked about it. I mean, she talked about something. She's had some kind of depression or
there had to be just some steps and
challenges or something. I don't know. We think again, it's just such a touchy thing to talk about. So I'm gonna leave it alone.
That hurts, man. I'm
but
sorry to hear that.
Sorry to hear that about her family. To her family,
definitely condolences to the family,
and just I wish she wasn't that hurt.
Yeah.
At 30 years old, I don't know what.
You got so much life ahead of you, man.
Yeah.
So much.
And that's what so many people actually posted, like she has so much life in her. So for this to happen, and like what's going on. So moving on, man. We gotta get into celebration. We gotta celebrate our life. Ironically, that January is a celebration of Life Month, which is kind of weird. But as we get ready to get up out of this month, this long ass month. This month is I say this every year, but January long as hell. I swear to God, it's long. It's so long. It's only 31 days.
It's not long.
It's long.
No, it
just feels like it drags.
That's gonna be my new name.
It's because people have been on break. You know what I mean?
Long. That's what I'm going for.
People have been on break since December. You know what I mean? People
have
been off work.
Sir.
Hey, man, move on, man. Move on. People have been off work. You know what I mean? So it's like.
I ain't got no job.
That's
what I'm saying. It's long. It's taking long. Pause.
But you've been hanging out with family and stuff
y'all
like
not paying
that.
attention.
And so it kind of, and then people try to get back into the swing of things. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be my name. It's
less
long.
work going on. I don't know. Moving on.
Birthing a new person.
But we
after
celebrate,
this
man. Every day's a holiday. We want to celebrate. We want people really be able to celebrate. Okay. So we talk about it. So today's holiday is
what is it, J-Boy?
Actually, this month is National Soup Month. So blow it on it.
It's cold or hot soup?
It's cereal. It's cold soup. Okay.
I can do that. I can do that.
National Soup Month. And it's National Take Back Your Time Week. This week, take back your time. So people, all the time wasters out there, is National Take Back Your Time Week
take
now.
Back your time.
Be like, listen, man, I ain't got time for that. When I say I ain't got time for that, I mean it. I ain't not just a saying. I mean it. I ain't got time for that.
But I always say that you got to protect your focus. You know what I mean? Like people protect their cars with insurance, your body with insurance, your own insurance, but you don't protect your focus, bro. And it's like that's deep.
Yeah,
that's deep because boy, it's a lot of the distractions out here. And you got to find
distractions.
It's a lot of distractions out here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you got to find ways.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not focused.
I'm
just not been focusing.
Distractions.
Focus.
Okay. You know what? I've been a distraction. I'm with you. Okay.
You know what? I can say
I've been a distraction.
I've been a distraction. I've definitely been a distraction.
Hey man,
I can say that.
I haven't.
Lies.
What?
Lies. You distract me, nigga. Right now.
No, I don't.
You be distracted and be lying. Just distracted.
Not at all,
I'm
sir.
totally distracted by the business.
That is a lie.
It's a
lie.
That's as a man, to be honest, I have been a distraction to somebody, somebody or somebody's out there. Now I've also motivated more people than I've distracted, but I can say that I'm sure I've been
motivated more people than I've distracted.
You say you motivated more people than you distracted?
I motivated more people than I distracted. Definitely. That's it.
He's not telling y'all. He motivated them with the distraction. Motivated them with the distraction.
Gotcha.
Hey, man. See, I'm saying, so distraction, y'all got to understand distraction can be a great thing. It's all about how you distracted.
Yeah, take these distractions.
Take these distractions.
In your mouth.
You know what I'm saying? Distractions.
So,
You know what I'm saying? Look here.
I'm a move on, man.
Hey, it's long.
Usually I stick around on there because I got to move on, man. People saying do stupid stuff all the time.
All the time.
We like to talk about it as our favorite part of the show, and it's called
That's Stupid.
Well, today we're going to get into this is the doing too much online and doing too much on your social media edition of That's Stupid. Jackson, I know firsthand how much fun you can have on Twitter right now. You ain't been doing as much on Twitter, but me and Jackson have actually been
Twitter dangerous.
ODing on Twitter lately.
Literally.
Hey, man.
Distractions, okay.
No, being a distraction. Maybe. I don't know. A good time on Twitter, man.
Good. I got some good distractions.
Follow
on
Jason
there.
804 on Twitter. Follow.
It's Jackson on music.
That's right. It often feels like you are just talking to no one sometimes when you're out there on Twitter. It feels like you're talking to no one until someone responds or until you go viral.
Man.
Sometimes you can do too much. And these two women have done too much. Number one, I think her name is Kristen too. I forgot to write it down, but she was tweeting about her time in Bali.
Okay.
Young lady, expat, she said during the pandemic things got tough, and she moved to Bali with her girlfriend. And they moved to Bali, and they were allowed to live a elevated lifestyle. They said elevated lifestyle at a discount price.
I believe that.
Is what she wrote. But she tweeted this. And then she also tweeted how Bali is queer friendly. And also they wrote a book that said Our Bali Life Can Be Yours. She wrote an ebook and put it out. Sold it for $30 online. It was doing pretty good.
Made a killing.
So, well, she was described as tone deaf because the people of Bali started seeing this and be like, what the hell? You live it's queer friendly. Wow, I'm in the closet. I've been in the closet, and now you over here talking about it's queer friendly. Where the hell is it? I ain't even told nobody I'm queer. And so they doing that, and they like, oh, so you came over here and made some money on living over here in Bali. Wait a minute, you telling people to move over here in the height of a pandemic. Wait a minute, what you doing? Also, they got links to certain people that help you get past the laws, the immigration laws, to basically overstay your visa. Tweeted all of this. It went viral. The people of Bali got mad. They were protecting their culture, and then the government got involved. And it was like, ma'am, you are violating your whole your visa to be over here making money. You got to dip. And they deported both of them. They got to dip. They kicked them out of the country. They was there for 6 months. Talking about, I'm living my best life. We were struggling in the U.S. Now we living our best life. Now they back to the struggle. So I say
Hope the exchange rate was good.
Man.
They made a lot of money. They better been stacking.
I hope you made a lot of money
Hopefully
at
it was
$30 a pop. But listen, hey, more power to you being a hustler and writing a book and all that. But you say it too much. You did too much online. You ain't really look at the culture and say, man, you know what? This might not be cool.
I think I'm actually stressed listening to this story.
She didn't capitalize off of that properly. Like she was supposed to write the book, create a website, and then have like a course on how to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and sell the
And
course.
sell the course.
But not say, that was her quote unquote course, but say, hey, here's some links to direct agents that will help you skirt the laws. That's basically what she said. I'm like, who raised you?
She basically said it's possible for you to go ahead and
What's her
juke the
name?
system.
We'll post
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who raised you?
She ain't grow up where she was supposed to.
So I gotta
She must be from Miami.
Pause, brother.
So she got the
Florida
man.
woman.
It was terrible, man. So I'm gonna go ahead from us to you. That's stupid. Listen, man. If shut the hell up was a person, like all you had to do was be quiet or not give so much of the game. We just talked about this
Not
off
publicly,
camera.
though.
People out here that wish they could get the game and do that and have this out, but she just ruined it.
Holler at people and be like, yo, tell your people, hey, I ain't saying hold it from your sisters and brothers. You can call them, be like, hey, bro, let me tell you about this.
Yeah.
Like you said, hold a private Zoom call. But don't go viral tweeting this. You tweeted this. See, you thought you was talking to nobody until you went viral. So here we go.
You didn't mess with the government and the ABC community. You didn't mess with everybody. Everybody mad about this.
Everybody, man.
You know how you
The
rub three
alphabet
different
crew, all on.
And you know how they feel. They jump in. They start trying to cancel. Look at the po little ting ting that messed up a whole hustle.
Shit, yeah, out of here. So here we go. Person number 2 tweeting and doing too much. Again, also think they trying to help.
Okay.
Think they help. A young lady says, I had a job. She was hiring. She was a hiring manager apparently.
Okay.
She said, I have a job that had a budget of $135,000. But the person that I was interviewing, I just gave them the job I offered them $85,000 because they didn't ask for enough, and I ain't got time to teach them. I ain't got time to be teaching nobody about salary negotiations. Tweeted this out. Now, it not tweeted this out anonymously. Tweeted out with her picture and her first and last name. And I didn't read the bio.
Not the
It
whole
probably
government.
say her job.
Not the whole government.
Whole government in face. And so, of course, people went crazy. Like, wait a minute. This ain't your money. Like, why you ain't just be like, hey, you asked for 85, thank you. Because sometimes you go into these job negotiations, you like, man, I don't want to price myself out of the job. I've seen that before.
Right.
Now, they say, hey, do the research on the job, see what they're paying right now. But
Right.
she made a thought that she was right in that range for that city. If you looked it up, you can look up what the range for this job is in that city, and that information could be wrong.
Right.
But she put in $85,000, and they be like, all right, that's what you want. That's what I'm going to give you. I could have gave you $135, but I'm going to give you this $85.
Yeah, but more than likely, if that budget money, you probably gonna go to something else. Probably gonna go to her. You know what I mean? Because I mean,
All
But
I can
she
do is
coulda
give-
offered the
All I can do
135.
is give her the SMH.
So,
I
but
have
the
no
problem here
words.
in this whole thing, because we can get into what the salary is and how corporate America and how this is even crazy to be talking about.
she lost her
But
job though.
So now there's a petition. There was a petition for that person to, for one, that person got wind of her tweet. Number one, the person did. Duh. Number two, there's a petition for her to get the more money. But also the lady came back was like, I've learned the error of my ways. She did a follow-up post. I learned the error of my ways.
She
I
did
hope
her
y'all know
PR
my
post?
heart. And I really just was trying to have a teaching moment that hopefully what I was doing was going to help somebody else negotiating, but I wasn't really trying to be harmful. I see how my words could have been harmful. Yeah, it was
She
a
had a
real
PR moment.
PR approach. And
Wow.
it feels like the job itself, corporate got on her. I was like, hey.
Wow.
But people in the comments like, yo, she gonna get a chance to practice her salary negotiation because she fired.
She fired.
So yeah, it was
Once
doing
again,
too much.
I feel like we should stop talking about this. My IQ is dropping.
But you
I
know
feel like
what?
we're losing brain cells. This that stupidity.
Everybody want to teach, but nobody know the lesson.
Yeah,
got a whole
because
bunch
there was
of
a
teachers
whole
that
nother
know
lesson in
It's a
it.
whole nother lesson in there.
And
Professionalism is one of them.
huge.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Like,
We just
why
had
did
this
you tweet
conversation.
that? Like again, but I'm gonna tell you why. This is where Twitter is dangerous. You feel like you talking to nobody. You feel like you just getting your thoughts out. You like
The
you
crazy part is your tweet pop up on random pages of people that you ain't even following.
Yeah,
And there it goes.
There it is. Somebody to
I'm telling
retweet
you,
it before you know it. You wake up in the morning, you've been retweeted 68,000 times. Now they research you, and now they dragging you all across the internet. She got dragged to and fro, cuz.
Like a water hose through the garden.
All because she was like, she felt herself, high and mighty.
But that's the other
I got
thing
the
too.
power to
Exactly.
control your salary. I got the power to hire and fire you. And see, you was feeling yourself. We was talking about that a little bit earlier.
You know, I wonder.
Feeling yourself.
You know, I don't want to bring
I
race into
wonder.
the situation.
She was
You
a
know what I
sister.
mean?
She was a sister.
I
Now,
wonder.
What a lot of people was like, I hope this was not a woman of color doing this to another
A
woman of color.
Like,
Oh,
So,
oh man,
yeah.
that just hurt me.
I
man.
wonder.
That just hurt me.
Yeah, so I don't know. It was,
There's been a lot of that happening because
but we got to give it to her.
man, from us to you.
From us to you,
That's stupid.
Yeah,
can't
get yourself
stand.
together, man. Your teaching moments, keep your teaching moments to yourself.
Man, there's some good teaching moments out there,
Like that
especially
one
on
right there.
that stupid. Yeah, man, look here.
Man,
look here. It's a
we
good
tell you
teaching
turn
moments.
your phones off and all your alarms from us
Right.
to you.
That's stupid.
All right, now. So moving on, man. Let's get about it. Man, you actually got a mom confession today.
I got it, but I know I got a good that stupid though.
Do you?
All right.
Real quick.
Okay.
It pays to be nice.
It does.
It pays to be humans.
It does.
Caucasian male pulls into a parking lot.
Okay.
Sees a parking spot.
Okay.
Sees another car getting ready to get in that parking spot. He whips in and takes the parking spot. Gets out the car, pulls up the bird at the lady and says, F you, B. Walks in the building for an interview. She's the hiring manager.
Oh,
If you could have seen the smirk that this lady posted, she's like, I love it. She said, came in to get a job, and I was the one that was supposed to hire him. Just smiles. I said, sir, literally, it pays to be nice. From us to you. That's stupid.
yeah, it definitely pays to be like.
She would have gave
Like
me
people walking around being nasty. Like, I just think people. I don't like nasty
Unnecessarily.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like nasty people anyway. So y'all walk around just being nasty for no reason. Them the type of people I like to deal with anyway. So good. I'm glad it happened to him, sir. You deserve it. Moving on. You do. Yeah, we will get into. Is Jackson on music right now?
Yeah.
But you got a mom confession too.
No, I got questions.
You got a mom confession. I'm talking about it a little bit.
It's something I did wrong?
No, it's not something you did wrong. But you had a mom confession. You actually did it on your stories today.
Oh man, look, listen. That was a moment of look here. Yeah.
Hey. Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Hey.
You want to tell them now? We gonna get to.
No, we do it. We can do it. No, we do it after.
So listen, we gotta talk. We like to talk music. We got a musician on the panel with us, and we like to get into this. It's Jackson on music. What you got for us today, Jackson?
Man, it's so much going on in the industry, and it's. I always want upcoming artists to learn the business, because it's such a big deal now. We've had years of artists always yelling about being screwed over, labels taking advantage of them
Since day one.
But I think at this point, I still say, and I stand firm on this, 2020 was a year of information. 2020, when we all sat down, it was a year for you to learn what this really looked like. And we still have several artists that step in this industry, and then 2 or 3 years later, they having meltdowns. 5 years later, they want to quit. Or Ari Lennox has taken to the internet to say that, she's like, I want my label to drop me. I'm sick of my label.
What?
Boom, boom, boom. And I hate Amber Bullock from the gospel side. She won Sunday's Best, did the same thing. She took to the internet and was like, yo, find Matthew Knowles. I want Adam my deal. And it got to the point where all her posts were, hey, anybody heard from Matthew? I want out of my deal. I'm sick of this. And we all understand, once again, we talk about professionalism. You can want out of a deal, but that's not what this looks like.
Where does this start? But we'll go ahead.
Secondarily,
It's Twitter, man.
But when you step into a deal, your job is to have an entertainment lawyer there and your management present, so you can understand what you're signing up for and contractually what this is going to look like for you.
How much that cost?
Entertainment lawyers, they vary depending on what they. It's not bad.
But that's the problem.
But it doesn't.
Most artists are broke. So when they
But
walk
that ain't
into
that
these
no.
rooms,
Let me tell you something. That won't matter,
don't-
because when you go in to get a deal with a label, oftentimes there's some type of funds that have been given to you to produce music, to do all of that, and they take their payment off and on the back end.
Yeah. So
Same way it is with producers.
So who lawyer are they hiring? They own. They say, hey, this is my buddy here. He gonna defend you.
When you do entertainment lawyers, it's typical. Well, you could, but that would be a dumb on your part. I don't think that would be her case, especially seeing that she signed to J. Cole's label.
We don't know what she did.
But she signed to a predominantly melanated label.
What that
But
mean?
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because it's about numbers. So in her case, she's fighting with her depression. She's fighting with a few things.
So you giving the excuses?
I'm not giving her excuses.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, but these are real topics in the music world.
All right, go ahead, brother.
Well, no, I like
I
that.
got
I'm not
questions,
upset,
brother.
I'm
I
not
got
upset about that.
questions, you
But
know?
I just think for a lot of these artists now, they want to make music. They
Right.
want to go viral.
Right.
But they need to understand it's bigger than just you being in front of the camera. The moment you sign to a label or you get to that point where you're generating funds, you're now going to a bank.
It's about
and you
the
don't
business.
understand that this bank doesn't care about your feelings. They don't care about what you want to do or what you're not going to do. The main question is, hey, I'm going to provide you with this capital. How are you going to get it back to me? And what time stamp are you going to get it back to me?
So what are you saying, brother?
Whoa. Wow. It's okay. You can do that.
Say it into the booth.
Send y'all prayers. Hey, man, shoot y'all prayers up for Ari Lennox because she's trying to get out a deal. And I don't know what the contracts look like.
Okay, that's.
I don't know what the contract look like.
Got you.
Ari, she said, I understand that I haven't given y'all hits. I understand that y'all want to hear about my such and such.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So now the industry is hitting her with like a ton of bricks. Because what a lot of artists don't understand is people love your music. They lift you up one day and they put you down tomorrow.
Got you.
You have to be confident in knowing who you are and what you're walking into.
So this is an activism for her.
Man, at this point,
I
I
just
just
don't
So
hope
for
understand.
artists in general, what he's
Okay,
saying is
okay.
understanding
the business aspect of when you step into
understand this thing.
Yeah.
I got you.
And understand the fickleness of not even just the business, the fickleness of this area that you're getting into. We talked about acting recently, and I was having a conversation with an actor. I was just talking about how you just get used to the word no. You know what I'm saying? But she had a funny story and said that her her kids help her do her self tapes, and her kid was like, "It's like you do an interview every day and don't get the job." And she was like,
That's really what it is.
But I get some of them.
you know, kids are they
what
they
it
tell the
is.
truth, it's unadulterated
wrong.
truth. Like God,
But
put some sugar on
that's
that,
the
please.
business, though.
Correct. And I think that's what he's saying is, know what you walking into. You walking into this thing where like you mad because the people done turned on you. That's gonna happen.
It's going to happen. And on top of that, you need to understand that once again, when you step in this industry, it is no longer about your love and your passion.
How old
It's
is
a
she?
numbers game.
She's in her 20s.
It's a numbers game. And so it's like, and for me, what I'm saying is in 2022, there's no reason why any artist should be walking into this thing blind anymore. You
Yeah,
understand.
that information's out there.
You can start everything on your own. And Chance the Rapper, I'm sorry, is probably the best representation to understand as to why if you get viral, you don't have to take a deal. He took a one-day deal with a label just on the numbers aspect. But he's like, no, man, I got nominated and won Grammys without ever selling a record. So at this point, there's no reason why any artist should be walking into the music industry blind.
Okay.
Next order of business. I don't trust you to talk no more.
I just don't know how to feel
Next
about
order of
this.
business for the topic.
I really don't know
I'm
how to feel.
excited about this upcoming versus battle.
Okay.
On February 15th.
Okay.
Anthony Hamilton and Music Soul Child.
Come on now.
Well, look here.
that-
I'm
that's
gonna
good.
DDY.
Hey, man,
Let's
listen. So, Music Soul Child was the first vocalist that actually inspired me to sing.
Oh, that's
Wow.
nice, bro.
Yes. Music Soul Child was
You
the
know,
first.
Def Jam stole his whole image from Dwayne Folks from Richmond, Virginia. I just want to put that out there. His
Sheesh.
entire image.
Nobody knew that.
But
I just put it
he's
out.
another artist that's a prime example to me as well. Music Soul Child has a solid fan base, but Music Soul Child will tell you he just finally got to be who he wanted to be within his last album around 2017.
I
That
can see
sound that he released was amazing, and he was like, I've been trying to get here for so long, but when he put out his first record, it went so well. Those guys at the round table or the powers that be said, well, no, this worked. Let's stick with this.
Was Music Soul Child like the beginning of quote unquote neo soul? Was that when they started coining that phrase?
I believe
Was
so.
It was him,
Belial,
Angie Stone, Bilal,
Yeah.
Kim. You're right. I mean, at that time it was really him and Jilly from Philly.
Yeah,
Jill Scott.
They kind of led the whole
Definitely.
trying to figure out what this is called as neo
Which is-
soul.
which is why a
the
lot of
Goofy
them-
and him. That's true.
Which is why a lot of them have a solid fan base even to this day. They don't really have to push for the millions of streams and numbers because when they do a concert, they fan base is coming out.
So did he do a good business deal, Jackson?
Music Soul Child? At this point, like I said, he hasn't lost any traction, but nobody sees
The
that.
reason
behind
why I
closed doors.
asked that, the reason why I asked that,
He
because
got
you
the
just
bullcat face
said-
on. He got the bullcat
you
face on
just
right now.
said
That's the
that
bullcat
it
face.
took
I
him
can see it. See
a
the bull-
long time to get the way he was in 2017.
that's
to be
not
a
what we're
star.
talking about.
So
We're
I'm
not talking about-
I'm asking you,
I don't
right?
know.
Right. Was it a bad deal?
We don't know that because we don't know the inner workings of a deal.
Okay.
Look at prime example. Kelly
Is it
Clarkson.
because he didn't want out of his contract?
Kelly Clarkson.
Nah, because he been in Indy for
So Kelly
it's
Clarkson
3-4
won
Because he ain't go on
American
Twitter?
Idol
I just wanna
first
know.
year, but they signed her to a 5-album deal.
Oh yeah, American Idol contract was the worst contract.
Yeah, but the hard part in that
Yes.
situation is
you had
you almost don't want to be successful
You don't.
because her first album ran for 3 years.
Don't.
Her second project ran for another 4.
Right.
I signed you to 5 albums.
But the problem with
Wow,
American
that's
Idol
worse.
is
See what I mean? So at this point, you virtually, if you're successful and the world likes you,
Right.
you stuck forever. By the time you get done with the 5 albums, your career is done.
yeah, but at the same time, you gotta remember she instantly went viral. You know
Ain't
what I
no
mean?
instantly
Like,
viral. She was
they-
promoted in front of America.
That's my point. She
But what he's saying
instantly
is that
took her-
she's stuck in a contract.
yeah.
That he said 2 albums, 7 years. That's why she went and did talk shows and all this other stuff.
Because
that
you
she
got to
done.
find somewhere
But-
else to get capital. Because by then they hadn't introduced 360 deals.
Right.
So now, okay, musically cool here. Let me go get some other endorsements so I can get some money that goes in my pocket.
I didn't know she had
It's a
7
good
years
move,
on
though.
2 albums though.
I mean, no matter how bad the musical,
It was the
side
same
of
way
it
with
is,
Columbia.
On the other side, great deal.
What do you mean?
Because it opens so many doors for you. You know what I
Not
mean?
if they extract in
That's what we
80%
know.
everything you make. Beyonce's first album that she released, 5 singles off that album, almost 3 years on one album with Columbia.
What's her network?
No willing why she decided to say, Dad, I gotta go. Because if this is a 80-20 split, I'm not winning. I look like I'm winning based on the fact that I'm in front of the television screen, but I'm not winning.
Beyonce is Beyonce though, bro. Like there's only one Beyonce.
But that's different now.
Yeah.
But then she was still breaking because she was coming from Destiny's Child. The world liked her, but they didn't know if they would like her by herself.
That joint was. I'm still stuck on.
I just put the album back in rotation. Oh, you talking
7 years.
Kelly was successful, man, and that's what you run into.
Album.
Because she was the first American Idol too. You remember that was the first prototype.
Her net worth is $45 million.
Who?
Kelly Clarkson. I don't care what deal you put me in.
Hey, but you saying that now, but you got to realize Kelly Clarkson now has jumped onto The Voice. She's like you said, she got
a
some
bunch
of
of
endorsements to build that value up.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
American Idol was great for her. It was a great vehicle for her, but it doesn't always go like that. And like you said, 7 years.
that's a long time. It's a long
on
time.
2 albums, still.
I mean,
but
now
but
you
she did get smart.
But that's a rookie contract though.
So you know what happened? So Universal had put Cash Money on a crazy deal like that, and the rappers started getting smart. Greatest hit albums. They released Manufacture released 2 instrumental albums. This is how they got out of their album. Out of their album deal. Like, oh, word.
It's true. No,
Here's
you
an
start
album.
saying, let me get an EP. Let me get a 5-song EP. That's an album. Call it quits.
Christmas album.
Yup.
That's you get smart. Start dropping this lot of bullshit. Hey, here are the remixes. All EDM. Here's another album.
All
Same
remixes,
song.
but EDM
Same
exactly.
song.
But last but not least,
Crazy.
our babe and got knocked up. I mean, you know, it's the thing. The thing is, she got thicker as she released the modeling line.
Hold on, bro.
I loved her
We just need a moment of
You
silence.
need a moment?
because it hurt.
Just need a moment of silence,
Man,
dog.
Riri, how ASAP? Look, he said, "I love bad bitches. I can't help." I get it. He went and planted a seed. He said, "Listen, you got to stay. Once we got in a relationship, you got to stay."
The baby.
Speaking,
The real $1 billion baby is now on the way.
on the way, legit. We have a Fenty baby on the way. Okay,
The real
and it's
$1 billion
weird because you
baby.
know what I'm saying. This is the thing. I know Drake hurt. He out here putting hot sauce in condoms, so he don't have babies. She out here having babies. Okay.
Yeah.
He's saving himself to not have babies. She having babies. On top of that, while we talking about having babies, this is apparently everybody playing seed. Nick Cannon didn't release that he got another one on the way. Listen, him, Future, and Youngboy, they need to be neutered. Somebody go neuter these men because this is out of control.
I feel like Nick
What
is,
up, Nick?
I think Nick is going to shoot up the club. Like, hey,
Nick,
we like,
well, this is the thing. At this point,
I got so
he's
much money,
on
I'm
his,
good.
He got an AAU basketball team at this point. Okay, he walks into the restaurant and says, "I like a table for 12." Oh, what's the occasion? Nothing, just family dinner.
hey,
What?
Nick Cannon playing a numbers game because he said some of these kids gonna not be nothing. He said some of these kids ain't gonna be shit. So I'm
He's creating he's like, I'm going to have a legacy. I will have
have a real
seed,
legacy.
no matter what happens.
One of them gonna work.
I will have
Trying to
seed.
have the Ball brothers. He gonna
Somebody gonna work. Out of
working
all this resources and all this,
Somebody's gonna be successful.
He said it was a Tito, Jermaine. He said I need a Michael though. He
Bruh.
coming. He coming. Dog.
This is the
And then,
thing.
but in fairness, he lost one, unfortunately.
He
You know,
did.
Yeah,
so
no, that's-
maybe he
that's
was trying to
tough.
replace the loss.
There ain't no.
Wait a
there's-
minute.
There's no
Wait a
replacing
minute.
loss.
That's what he was trying to do.
Sir.
Nah, I'm not.
No.
Sir.
Listen.
I'm sorry.
There's
I channeled.
no-
That was a Poppy Fresh one. That was really dark.
There is
I'm sorry, guys.
there's no replacing the child, man. At all. You know
but-
what I mean?
Yo, this is kind of.
Yeah.
Based on science.
There's no.
I'm done. Hey, back to you.
On science,
Oh
nigga.
my god!
Oh my god.
Shout out to Nick. He said one of them gonna work, huh?
What up, Nick?
Nick.
One of these babies gonna work.
Nick out here playing,
Oh,
leading with
man.
the cannons.
Nick the Dick. That's what
Nick
he's
the
doing.
Dick leading with the
Nick-
cannons.
Nick changed his name to Nick
Hey,
the Dick.
man.
Huh?
Shout out to Nick, man. Hey, Nick, you know
And
what?
then you know when he announced it, he
Nick-
barely remembered baby mama name.
Hey, listen, man. Nick,
It
appreciate
was
you,
bad.
brother.
Bro,
Appreciate
you just
you,
out
brother.
here planting seed.
Oh my
Uh,
god!
You barely
Nick-
remember the name.
Nick is a good man. Hey, man, you donated laptops
know
to
what?
my daughter's school, brother. You are the man.
Oh,
son.
this is
You are- you-
self-serving.
Hey, shout out to you, Nick. But maybe you
Nick,
need to start putting
man.
hot sauce in your condoms.
Oh my God, Nick.
No.
Nick, you need to start putting hot sauce in your condoms because this is.
Stop it.
But look,
All
here.
right. So So mom confession. Sometimes we gotta have to confess something that
Yeah.
happened, something we did, something we said.
Yeah.
And we called that a mom confession, minds of a Mischief confession.
Mm.
And my man was on. Jackson was on his live today. I said, "That's a mom confession."
You know,
I missed it.
I definitely, man, I had a moment today.
What did you say?
Man, you know, so I've been on my, take care of myself train lately, just self-care.
Oh, okay.
So-
train to take care of yourself. What?
I've been on my. I take care of
Sound
myself.
like you
train.
said.
Yeah, I've been, basically, I've been running trains to help me take care of myself. No, but sorry guys, don't take that serious. It was a joke. But so now I was leaving the
No, it
podiatrist
wasn't.
today,
And
and
A foot doctor.
it is a foot doctor. Yes, it was a foot doctor.
doctor.
It was. I'm taking care of my feet, man. I'm just doing great.
I don't know how we got here for your feet, but go ahead.
That's what I was doing.
Keep talking.
First of all, she
Taking
told
care
me
of
that I
his
had
feet.
beautiful feet as a man. That was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she just wanted.
That's her job.
You know,
Listen.
no, that was not her job.
Listen.
She was very transparent. Okay, so don't
Yeah.
be. Hey man, go on somewhere with your haterade.
I'm not
okay?
hating,
This
I'm
is my
just-
confession.
Was she fine?
She was fine. And she, boy, look here.
She
She
just
fine,
was
too.
from Jersey. She was from Jersey. She
Oh.
was a nice Puerto Rican.
Y'all take
Okay.
a walk on the pier. You
know what I'm saying? So listen.
this information, girl.
So, but then
She want a rent paid.
I had to. They had to get my weight and my height.
Oh,
Bruh, let me tell you something. I've been walking around here my whole life thinking that I'm 5'6".
and you're
And I
5'3".
own it, you know what I'm saying? This the catch. You know, in 2022,
He's 5'3".
after this birthday, I'm owning it. Light-skinned nigga fully activated.
Oh, wow.
I'm taking full
Wow.
accountability for all of the things that I do.
Okay.
Stepped on that scale. Did you know I found out a nigga was 5'8"? What? Bro, let me tell you something. These 2 inches is a game changer. These 2 inches have a Negro elevated to the roof. Okay?
Was
you know what I'm saying?
This is Miss Very confidence is going through the roof.
5'8", brother.
Wait, time out.
Listen.
Was he? Were you standing on your toenails?
I was boiling.
This man
Hey,
confidence.
I don't care what you say. I don't care what
Dude,
Bye.
sir. It's nothing.
But she said you got pretty feet and you tall.
You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what you say. It don't matter what you say. It don't matter what you say. I'm a different person.
Can't knock him off this
You know what I'm
horse.
saying? Hey, I'm a different
You sound
person.
tall. You
As far as I'm
5'8".
concerned, you, sir, are beneath me. You are beneath me.
Bruh,
Okay?
I still can't see you when I
Golden.
stand though. I don't
Golden.
understand.
That is.
Oh,
That is.
man.
Jackson's
Look here.
Mom confession.
Oh,
So y'all want
man.
to see me out here on the streets.
2 inches have changed.
we
this
jump at
man's
2
life.
inches.
Man, so he
I
got
got
2
to
inches.
move
Ladies.
And I'm going to leave with that. When I see women, I'm like, look, 2
Lady,
inches,
he
baby.
got 2 inches for you.
2 inches.
Bruh.
Don't ask no
Jam-packed show.
questions.
Jam-packed show. So much information.
I'm just
I had to
saying.
get. I was going to move on, but I had to get that to y'all.
Yeah.
Listen, we got some business. Got
Now I'm gonna go get some
technology,
dude
we do this
wipes.
together.
Hey, what he say?
Biz Tech. With my man Poppy Fresh. What you got for us today, Fresh?
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Wow. It is tax season. Tax season has begun.
It's tax season?
Man,
Tax-
you
tax
know,
season.
went dark. I thought we was
Tax season.
all upbeating this man and went to
Tax season.
You tax season. You just ruin it. You ruining in her.
I mean, the man said he
Ruining
got
it
2
in her.
inches for you, ladies. Just take it how you want it. Take it how you
Oh
want
my
it.
God.
2 inches goes a long way in tax season.
Tax
You want
season.
this PS5 or not?
Is that what you call it?
You want this PS5?
Oh man. All right. So the reason why I chose to start off with tax season is because this is a great time to figure out what your deductions are going to be, right? And a lot of people, when you donate or give, like most of us do,
I give a lot.
but the best way to do it
2 inches.
is 2 inches. 2 extra inches. The best way to do it that most people don't know to get more back on your return is to donate like stocks. So like say you have stocks, instead of just donating cash, if you donate your stocks, you actually get a bigger return back. And it actually doesn't cost you anything because you already done bought them. You know what I mean? So instead of you having to pull out of your personal account, you just donate a couple of stocks.
How do you donate stocks, man?
Well, there's organizations that you can reach out to. And then those organizations that actually take your stocks, you can go and do that. Now, there's also a tech company that's working on you being able to donate crypto because they're trying to say that crypto is along that line, but that hasn't been approved yet, but it's coming. So just keep that in mind that everyone who does dibble and dabble in the crypto space, it's a great incentive to have. You know.
Okay. That's hard. That's hard. You can donate your stocks. Pause. Shit.
Donate them. Donate the stocks.
So many layers to this. I want to shut up. Keep going. Keep going. I don't want to ruin your segment.
On the flip side,
Donate some stuff.
On the flip side, you know,
Because it's hard.
NFTs, cryptos, and investing like trading. Everybody knows that I am heavily in that space, and I do want to remind everyone.
I'm heavily in the space too.
And I do want to remind everyone.
Oh my God.
Ladies, I'm heavily in the space.
I'm heavily in this space. And I'm donating stuff. Nick Cannon done donated 9 pieces of stock. You gotta try.
Leave that man alone.
Getting a tax return on it.
Oh damn!
Getting a tax return on all his stock.
You know he can only probably claim 2 or 3 of them.
Oh man,
This is claim 2 or 3 of them.
this is
Dabble in the crypto space.
Nibbling,
dabbling in
in
the
the
crypto.
crypto
Dabble in your
space.
crypto space. Because I'm heavily in that area.
Heavily in that area.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Sir, we appreciate you.
Right.
Keep going.
Thank you.
Hey, this business and technology
Exactly.
segment is amazing.
This is what we do. This is what we do.
definitely
This is what we do.
immature.
Hope y'all learning.
This is digital porn.
Digital
Oh, that's actually coming.
crypto
Oh.
porn. Crypto porn.
Crypto porn. You actually now, because of the metaverse, they are working on actually providing meta porn. So,
Oh my God. Is it going to
with-
be an 8-bit? I don't want no pixelated booties.
Oh, it's not. It's not gonna be pixelated at all.
I need 4K booty.
It's like-
I
so,
need 4K booty.
It's gonna be an 8K. It's
8K.
right there in your face.
Oh, I'm about to go in.
Wait a minute.
I'm about to go in.
You can be able to see all the little small little hairs on the back. You
Booty
know?
hairs?
Booty hairs.
Oh, all right.
I
I'm
don't,
sorry.
wait a minute.
I'm
I don't want to see
sorry.
booty
All
hair.
right.
I just not moment just ruined.
All right.
Just ruined that. Just
Exactly.
yeah,
exactly.
God, I don't want to see no booty hair.
So
Sure, booty hair.
What?
in that space right now, you have a lot of
Booty
talk
hair.
about like NFTs in the booty hair space because people don't know
Why are you like this?
whether or not
I want to know.
to purchase a booty hair NFT, a monkey NFT.
The bad part is, you know what?
You
It
know-
probably would sell like crazy though.
Booty hair?
Booty hair
NFT.
NFT.
Oh, my
I
God.
bet-
Hey, you heard it here first.
Killing.
Booty hair NFT.
Killing. So
Might be the name of the show.
a
Booty hair NFT. That's it.
Booty
Booty
hair
hair,
NFT.
NFT.
That's actually pretty good though. I ain't even gonna lie.
Go ahead.
But
Booty hair crypto.
right now there's a lot of money being made in this space,
Oh.
and a lot of people don't know the value of what an NFT is right now. And you need to start paying attention. I always tell people I try to give you a couple of nuggets, and I've been giving you
Stop, man.
I've been giving you a few. So
Hey, real talk, man. I see some of the NFTs that people are paying for, and it still don't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'm very, very intelligent, and it still doesn't make sense to me that people like this thing I saw where like it was like a rubber face and the eye kept
And it
popping
went-
out,
and it kept
back
going
in
and-
popping out. Like, why are you buying, like, quote unquote, buying this? I don't
Because-
understand.
Maybe it's
let
like
me ask you a
art.
question, right?
Even as art.
It is art, but
Separate art.
most people go to the museum, right?
Ugly art.
Most people go to the museum, right? And sometimes it's free and sometimes it's not. Right? So with these NFTs, they're going to be in a museum and people are going to pay to look at this artwork. Right? So there's a guy who paid $68 million for an NFT, and they asked him why. He said, because this is $1 billion NFT. And he said, how? He said, because when the metaverse actually goes where it's supposed to, you can have 1 billion people at one time, right, purchase a ticket to look at that NFT.
But that's a huge word.
It's already happening. You have artists right now who are doing listening parties in the metaverse and charging $10, and they're making $1 million.
But that makes more sense to me. Now that music wise, that makes sense. If like when Wu-Tang made that album and they only sold one copy and somebody had it in Skrilla and it went kind of crazy.
right.
I understand because if Pusha T drop or Chris Brown drop a music that we can only listen to metaverse, I'm trying to get to it. Me as a fan.
That's what people are doing.
But Joe Blow made a picture of that eye falling out. There's no reason I want to go there.
But you see,
So that's all maybe.
but what you don't know, right, is that Minds of Mischief is going to be in the metaverse.
I know this, but
Right.
again, I don't understand
So,
why.
because at the end of the day,
If
right,
you don't buy it,
I'm going to tell you why.
I'm a good face to buy.
No.
I don't understand why you bought it.
I'm going to tell you why.
The NFT right now.
I'm going to tell you why, right? We use 4 different platforms, right, to get our information out into the world. And we make whatever those platforms decide to pay us. In the metaverse, we set the price. So when people come and rock with us, literally, we can have 1 million people who paid $1 to come listen to our show today. And that's what we made. Or we have 1 billion people to come listen to our show today. That's what we made. That space is coming. And it's coming heavy and it's coming hard. You know? So when that happens, you have to be ready.
Here we are, heavily in that area again.
you have to be ready, and that's just how it works. You just have to be ready.
Between nuggets,
You know, and in the
coming heavy and
entertainment
coming
space-
hard.
Yo, the
is-
NFT thing, like for real, like I know what it is. It's just again, it's just like anything else, though. It's just not just NFT or something in the meta space. I don't know why somebody would buy. Why we bought Garbage Pail Kids back in the day. There's a lot of stuff. Like, why do you buy the stuff that you buy? Sometimes you see some items, you be like, why is anybody buying this? You see it on Amazon, you be like, what? Why did you buy this? Why you buy a letter opener?
But apparently there's people that are buying it, so you're like,
go ahead. Because somebody's still buying letter openers. Why?
Somebody's still buying Legos.
Why?
because a lot of people they don't want to transition with time.
Yeah, but you got to remember,
No, Lego's a different conversation.
Yeah,
no, but
Legos are totally
still,
fun.
people hoard what they
Different
hoard.
child.
They buy what they buy. At the end of the day, we
I
just
wanna go to-
appreciate.
y'all
when
wanna
they
go
buy from
Legoland?
us. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We can actually go. We can actually go.
Go ahead.
Let's go. So I also wanted to bring this up as well because the entertainment space has been changing, and it's changing to another level as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Literally, they are going to send an inflatable entertainment venue that's going to the International Space Station, either by the end of this year or by the beginning of next year.
Was that what they were just practicing down on the north side? Because, you know, that's an inflatable building down on the north side across from the
Probably.
from the stadium.
Probably.
But
You know what I
inflatable,
mean?
it was called the Igloo or something. That's where he was doing concerts and stuff. People was mad. But anyway, go ahead. Carry on.
Probably, but it's like literally NASA has just cleared for them to be able to.
Nassau is Bahamas. Go ahead.
Nah, I said NASA.
That's what I thought I heard too. I
I
wasn't
said
gonna say
NASA.
No, Nassau.
You totally said
I
Nassau.
did say NASA. I did. I actually want to go to Bahamas. I need to get some conch. Really do. So
It's way too close to cock. So I want you to this is way too close.
I said conch. Sir. Conch.
Way too close.
Focus, sir. Focus, sir. So
Focus, you're doing this.
how do y'all feel?
No, that's the focus when you're doing this.
How do y'all feel about actually like going out in the outer space to see like a show or something, a concert, a football game?
I think all of that is cool. I just once again we've been having these conversations for 20 years now, and
but it's coming.
Just do it.
It's coming.
Kind of like Charlotte is going to be the biggest city in the world.
Yeah, like
It's been coming for
just-
25 years.
No, this is coming.
Just do it.
Just want to let y'all know.
Just do it.
No
This is
shade to
actually
Charlotte.
happening.
I'm just saying this is.
Y'all saying it's actually
Y'all been up and
happening,
coming for
but
so
if that's
long.
the case, then we should be seeing way more test runs and trips to the moon
They
with
already
people
did.
living and doing it, but we don't hear
Nah.
nothing about it.
We can't go to the moon. We don't have clearance.
Okay, but going out of space.
They in space all day.
Who was they?
Elon and them boys.
No, he in Silicon Valley.
Nah, that boy in space. At
That
least 3
nigga-
times a week.
That boy's in the sky.
He's
That's
3
it. He ain't
times
in
a
space.
week.
He in the sky.
It's 3 times.
He ain't broke the atmosphere. He in the sky.
3 times.
He just high up in the sky.
All right, carry on. All right. I'm with Jackson. It's a lot. You get tired of it's almost like COVID news. You're like, all right.
I just get to the point here. This is just do it at this point. Because like we ain't got. This is the thing. I can't even go for that because we ain't got flying cars yet. But y'all want me to believe that we about to go have a whole concert in space?
We do have flying cars, sir.
What once again? But it ain't no major release or it.
Just
the
because
same
it's
way
not
they do everything.
mainstream does not mean it does not exist.
True, and my point is, Mr. Technology, when they
Uh-huh.
introduce technology, and you're gonna put on a mass platform for the open for the public to have access to it,
Right.
there's slow waves that are introduced.
Yeah.
Look at 5G. 5G is a slow rollout that's been happening over 4 years or 3 years. We've always had 5G.
Right.
We're just now getting to the point where they can mass produce it.
You know, we had 3 different companies go to space last year.
Okay, and that's
we had
great.
3 different companies go to space last year, right?
So then, what is it? So you tell me this
we
gonna
had
turn
17 civilians go out to space last year.
Okay, so when you
right?
ask questions on my segment, I'll let you ask questions.
What
I don't
does
talk
that
over you. I'll
tell
let you
you?
ask
What
questions.
does that tell
So
you?
you gonna let me answer my questions, or we gonna play fair about this?
You just got to get to the point.
You know what? I have nothing else to say to you, sir. Proceed.
Carry
Black
on.
folks.
All right.
Black folks in public.
What you got?
So
This is your last.
my last one.
This is a lot. This is a lot.
Go ahead.
That's all I got. That's
What?
all.
I'll quit. I quit. I'm done. I quit.
Oh my
like
God,
that.
that's BS Tech, man. Make sure you follow him and you ask him a business and technology question.
Oh, it's great
Talk
placement.
about. Holler at us
That's
with
all I
maybe you
got.
want to talk about it. All right, now listen. So we had a lot of fun. We talked a lot of crazy stuff all day. And I got to shift gears one time. Now I ended news and hot topics talking about a young lady that possibly jumped from the building. But I'm not talking about suicide. But this is kind of serious. Something I got to acknowledge it. Recently, my Facebook wall has been looking like the War Vet Memorial in DC. The walls in DC. It's like every day there's crazy RIP posts. Mad
Oh wow.
RIP posts. Like you almost don't want it. You're almost scared to open Facebook every day.
Right.
Cause it's like, wait, oh my God, this person, that person. Just we went to Ski Fest, 2 people. You know what I'm saying? every time, the last 3 years of Ski Fest has been somebody that has died that we're like RIPing for.
Yeah.
So,
Damn.
Yeah.
so like I said, we talked about Miss America early. Early Sunday morning, I learned that a partner of mine that I admittedly don't talk to enough passed away suddenly. He was working. He was out in public, taking care of business, and he passed out, man. So recently I've been on a crusade for all of us to just do better at communicating. I got on you about you got sick and you ain't called us. It was like, man, they would have called me to carry the casket. And so
we got to do better too, though, at knowing what's going on with us physically.
Agreed. But your body tells you. And we'll get into that. Your body does tell you. But a lot of people tell me that they don't reach out to me because they be like, you busy. And I know you're going to be busy, so, I ain't going to. I'm like, listen, call me, text me, whatever. You know what I mean? Don't text me on my birthday.
But your answering machine said, hey, I know you called, but I prefer a text.
Text me. But again, hit me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The fact that you reached out, hit me. Don't just keep it to yourself because you think I'm busy. You trying to anticipate what I'm going to do.
Right.
So holler at me. Now, the nature of the problem with this, my crusade about pushing everybody to kind of reach out, the nature of my business, and it's growing across the board for all of us, is that our world is increasingly, I know mine is huge, our world is increasingly getting huge collectively.
Right.
Where you know somebody you rock with in 10, 12 states. You know somebody you rock with in 10, 12 states. I know people, man, I've been in all of them, and I know somebody that can call them and be like, yo, what's up, in every one of them states. But it's just hard, and it's people that you fool with, not just in passing, like people you actually fool with. And so what happened to me on Saturday, man, it had me sitting there like, how do I solve this challenge, really? You know what I mean? Does anyone else? So my question to y'all: does anyone else feel this disconnect from your people, where they not, people ain't hollering at you, you not being able to holler at other people? And number two, what do we do? What are some suggestions for us to be better connected? So
there's a wise man that I know, right?
Mm-hmm. Long intro to what I'm saying, but I just had to put that all up.
He's 84 years old. Every Sunday, it's like he pull out his Rolodex and he called one by one by one. And I asked him, I said, yo, why did you call all these people today? You know what I mean? He said, I call them every week because it's going to be a week when I call and they don't answer. And when you think about that, he just take an hour out of his day on Sunday and call everybody on the Rolodex. Mm-hmm. And that kind of fixes that problem or that issue. You know what I mean? Because it's 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week. But we could dedicate that one Sunday, that 1 hour to call people. Now, granted, you might get that person that's talked to you for that 1 hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like people talk to you.
But once you get into consistency, then it'd be like, hey, bro, I'm just checking on you. I had to do that with my siblings, like my sister and my brother. I had to start calling them because we'll go 2-3 months. Silence, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because we went 2, 3, 10 years not knowing they existed. I just put that out there. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Shade is real.
Whole siblings that I ain't
Shadow Man would come with that shade.
Go ahead, Carol.
Pedro, his length of offenses just keeps growing. His length of offenses is really just high.
Just saying, I'm getting shade and I'm getting light skinned superhero over here. You know what I mean?
The list of offenses are just.
I'm sorry, man.
Anyway,
he's still going.
Sorry.
But no, to your point, you said that's a suggestion for us to stay connected is to take an hour out of the day, and because I have certain days where I call my mom, my dad. There's certain people that I call my mom, my dad at the same day every week. But to your point, maybe just add some more people to that list. It's an hour just sounds a lot for me. It's just like you said, it's 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
But it's just like.
But you sound selfish when you say that.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. It's changing the mindset.
Right.
It's having an hour. I hate talking on the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's another reason why people may be like, hey, I ain't gonna reach out to you because you're at.
I like calling Jason.
You on the phone.
Cause Jason, quick 3 minutes. Hey, bro, we need cool. All right, one bye. Perfect.
Perfect. I talked to him.
Perfect, I
Though.
spoke
Hey,
to
I talked to him.
Good.
That's all I need.
Good.
Hey, you talk to me. Listen, and but I'm very serious about calling each other on our birthdays, calling each other like Christmas and birthdays are the two big ones. The other ones you decide.
But I think people got to understand also when people say they hate talking on the phone, they don't understand what that means.
Yeah,
Most people don't. They actually don't hate talking on the phone. They hate the act of sitting on the phone with nothing to say. Because a lot of people, if you talk to them, I get a lot. Like my dad is not a phone talker, but if there's a topic of discussion, he'll go.
He'll go.
Because there's that connection. It's the conversation. It's like, oh, okay, cool. What I'm now, I do just seem like, yeah, okay. Well, when the conversation ran out, this time I'm going to let this go because we ain't going to talk about it.
True.
Yeah.
So,
when I say I hate talking on the phone, it's because it's a time-consuming, time-draining thing for me. Because that's the one thing that I can't do anything else. Everything else I can multitask.
Oh, you don't want to be distracted.
Truth. When I want the only thing, that's the only reason why I say when you hear me say I don't like talking on the phone, that's why. It's because I like talking to the people that I need to talk to when I need to talk to them. But to your point, random conversation, I don't understand that. People that just like being on the phone as an adult, like as a kid, I did it all the time. Why? Because I ain't had nothing to do. Now it's
true.
like that's
true.
something else to do.
It's true.
I got a friend, Kendra. Shout out to Kendra. Love you, deaf girl. I used to talk to Kendra every day. Babysitting my sisters during the summertime. I had to stay in the house, couldn't go nowhere because can't go nowhere until my mama come home. Got to watch my sisters. We in the house all day.
All day.
I get on the phone with Kendra probably 10 in the morning. Probably 10 in the morning. Washing dishes, fixing them lunch, all that. And we talked probably off and on all day till about 4 or 5 o'clock.
What is the
And
answer?
I still don't know what the hell. What were we talking about?
No, you just gave the answer. That's why you don't like talking on the phone. You gave all your phone talking out when you were a kid. You maxed out.
My minutes
You maxed out your minutes.
True.
You gave them away to Kendra watching the sisters.
To this day, me and her be like, what were we talking about?
It might just be her. She the only person he can talk
That's
to.
it. She might be the only one that can actually entertain them.
No,
That's what it is.
because on the flip side, me and Kendra don't talk at all right now. That's not at all, but we don't talk on the phone a lot now. Maybe because, like you said, we ate our
He
minutes
ran out of Nokia minutes.
The man is confused.
We ran out of minutes. I guess.
His minutes ran out.
No, really, my life got filled. So I had nothing to do.
He ran out of his sprint minutes.
Sidebar for what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, I lost a partner that showed me a lot of love, and we always was all love when we talk to each other. And this is somebody I like this dude. This is my guy. You know what I'm saying? I fool with him heavy. So to get that, to find out that he died on Facebook feels terrible.
Yes.
Number one, and so shout out to the whole San Antonio crew out there because y'all are even closer to him, and some of y'all were around when it happened. So shout out to my man T-Rock down there.
Man, that's tough, man.
And Nate, all y'all, Paul, everybody. So y'all, that's tough. You know what I'm saying? But it just, like I said, it's a consistent RIP on the page. And I don't know, maybe that's just what I'm seeing. So again, is anybody else feeling that disconnect from their people though? You got some people that are you feeling disconnected from people in general? No, you're not having that. No. Is that because you meanie or because you kind of like that too? You get your
No. So no,
Did he call you a meanie?
No, my brother from back home, he told me, he's like, man, I don't know how you do it. He was like, you keep in contact with so many people from our past.
Yeah, Jackson talked to a lot of people, bro.
My skill set, what I learned was that I can't be as diligent to do a Sunday hour layout. The beauty about the mind is a powerful muscle. Mm-hmm. People pop in your brain all the time. Mm-hmm. When you live in your life, you'll think like, I wonder how this person is doing. But what I learned is at that moment when it happens, trust your gut. We're still spiritual beings. There's connections out there that are not severed. Shoot a text. Mm-hmm. If they don't respond, cool. But you've done your due diligence to reach out. Mm-hmm. You might not always be able to make the phone call, but we're in a digital age. Hey, texts go out like, yo, I don't want nothing. I just thought about you. Following my gut.
Just follow the
Hope
gut.
everything is good. And from there, you move on. And that's how you keep a lot of those relationships healthy and established. So that at least that way, if you didn't talk to your partner, you at least could say, you know what? I did my part. I reached out. I hate to find out this way, but I did think about you 2 months ago.
You see that
I
right
did
there?
think about you a week and a half ago.
That's
whatever it may be, and just do the reach out. And you'd be surprised how much it changes the whole dynamic.
That's a certified gang leader right there.
What?
Right there. Right there.
You just ruined a total nugget with the
It's okay.
bullshit.
It's
Certified
okay.
gang leader
He's about
right
to be
there.
around a gang this weekend. He's going to be mad. He's going to be real mad. Because there's a lot of them. They on D
Because
way.
you heard what he said.
They on the V way.
He said the brain is a powerful thing.
Proud for myself.
You know how many names you got to remember to just be sending text messages off like that to random people?
But I have, to Jackson's point, I
Same.
have gotten like that only because I'm like, start paying attention to the signs. And this actually happened when I was young, right? So my grandfather died. I got my dad came pick me up from basketball practice and was like, your grandfather passed today, right? And one of the things that happened the week of, and I've told this story before, the week of, I ain't never had a dog. Never. We never owned a dog. They had this dog, this little puppy, that we took to our house for the week or for a couple of days. We took the dog, and we always went to my grandfather's house on Sunday. We took the dog up to grandpa's house like on Tuesday. Never happens. He died like that Thursday. And I was like, yo, it's just the weirdest thing that we went up the house that day. We never go up to the house that day. Dog spelled backwards is what? And so when I took that, and that may be reaching, but I just took that for myself, just even as a young boy, is to start paying attention to the signs. So now, as an adult, when something is weird or off, I be like, now it's a little scary. Like somebody called me, and I'm like, why you call? You happened the other day, we was on the phone. Your son called you at a weird time. You like, Jay, hold on, stop.
He'll never call. Yeah,
He don't never call this time. This is weird. Let me see what's up. And I'm like that about everything. If something weird, if you show up at a weird time or something, I'm like, now, I could be a little paranoid in that, but I just be like, that's weird. So I try to pay attention to the signs. If something's a little off, somebody holler at me, somebody say something a little strange, I'll be like, well, let me dig into this just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Or to Jackson's point, somebody crossed my mind that never crossed my mind. Let me holler at them and see what's going on. My man Sharp, I just hit Sharp the other day, Jamel Howard, actor Jamel Howard. My dude, and he, you know, we've been cool through the years. And as his star grows, you know what I'm saying, in mine, we kind of drift apart. We don't really, we see each other online. We see what everybody's doing, what each other's doing. See him on TV, see him on, hey, that's my nigga. But we don't talk. So I hit him the other day for that very reason. Prior to this EJ thing, shout out to EJ that passed away, I texted him and said, it was the day before. I texted him and said, yo, I seen too many RIPs on my Facebook page, so I'm just reaching out to you tonight. He was like, that's what's up. You're right. We got to communicate more. I'm working right now. I'm on set. I get back to you. But to Jackson's point, we did talk. I told him to call me the next day. He didn't call me, but I did my part. I hit him up.
It breaks the ice.
Yeah.
You've taken that step, and it's like, all right. And then eventually, you know, he'll pop back in there 2-3 months later. You know what I'm saying? And you do the same thing. But at least that just keeps that line of communication open. Yeah. And I think that's kind of why I had it wasn't a meltdown. It was just I had to recoup and recharge my battery at the top of the year when I was just like, yo, I'm tired of just always being the one that does this or reaches out and it's not reciprocated. But leaning to that's still a gift that, because you don't realize.
That be my problem right there.
You don't realize,
Reciprocation is real.
Yeah, but you also don't realize that when you're a general, a leader, a lieutenant, or, you know what I'm saying, you're that person that's bottling up that joy or that energy, and you don't realize you're actually distributing that.
You're the source.
So as much as they may not give it back, they need it.
You
don't know what point, whether they're in a low point, it could be depression, it could be stress. You don't know where they're at. And that little burst of, or that flicker of light, that energy, they need that. And that just comes with, that's the gift.
And the curse. And
that's perspective.
Because it's like, even though we're blessing others, I say this all the time, we pour into so many people so many times, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you sit back, you're like, damn, who's pouring into me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you the source of that energy, it's like, damn, thank God we got us. You know what I mean? That we can pour into each other, you know, because we do give so much out to others, you know. But then again, when you don't have that, to your point, you know what I mean?
Your battery run dry, that cup get empty real quick.
Bro, it does create that.
That's real. I have had that probably last 3 months prior to this epiphany or this little phase where I was like, we gotta stay connected to people. I was in that space where, like, I'm like, man, I ain't going to that event. I ain't going to your birthday party. I ain't pull up because you know what? If it was mine, you wouldn't show up. That's how people like, you know what? I ain't going. I'm busting my hump. I done did all my work, and now I'm showing up just to show love. And I'm like, I ain't going.
Did you say I'm busting my hump?
I'm trying. Look, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying so we can get these endorsements and not be like
That's true.
flying too many curse words out. I'm trying.
I'm just
But
entertaining.
what,
I'm busting my hump.
That's growth. You know what I mean?
Show was it last week?
That's real. That's real growth right there, because we all feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You know how many people out here grow their business? You know, and we sit back and we say, well, damn, now I'm working on this. And they're like, oh, I need this or I need that. And I'd be like, I don't have time. You know, and now they feel some type of way. And it's like, yo, it's like, well, did you come over here and ask me what I needed for my business?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know, and it's starting to become so obvious that I see it in a conversation now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That this ain't coming back.
This ain't coming back.
But I think Jackson, everybody's dropped some good jewels here in this. Like, you talked about your man taking that hour out of Sunday. Jackson saying, hey, man, when they hit your mind, just holler at them right then. Talking about just being the beacon. I think that's what we got to take from this conversation. It's like sometimes some of us are the source. That's not being cocky. That's not being some of you. Everybody got their gifts, and maybe the gift is that you are the connector. You know what I'm saying? Because I get that too. What you get, Jackson, from your brother. Like, how you doing? You remember everybody's birthday, Jay. You don't even need a calendar. You remember everybody's birthday. You don't need no Facebook reminder, nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I do, and that's important for me to do that.
Which I want to say thank you though, because you did. I gotta say thank you. You know, because of you, I do call. Because before I would just send a text.
Right.
Now it's like, hey, bro, I just want to wish you happy birthday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he
You
don't
know,
want to talk to no people.
had
He
a
don't want to talk to
conversation.
people.
I don't want to talk.
That's what it be. He don't want to talk to people.
But you get, and you just feel like you be like, man, I got so much other stuff.
And then they
But-
want to talk.
But see, I'm the
That's what you
opposite.
anticipate.
It's all it
I'm
never
the opposite.
fails.
I don't always want to talk, but I do understand the value of conversation.
True.
There's a different level of energy that's
But
channeled
you know
or
what I think-
transmitted.
True.
that
You know
feed
what
to
I
people.
think where that come from though? It's because you was gone for a minute. When you was disconnected from you kind of have a different perspective when you stepped off the grid for a second.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think you take that talking to everybody a different way. You got a whole nother perspective that we gotta do a whole nother show on. I
That
think.
Gandhi moment.
But the difference is, like, I wasn't that. I wasn't a people person. I didn't talk to people. Being off the grid made me discover that I could talk to people.
And that's when you decide to be a gang leader.
All right, that's it.
Gotcha.
All right, it's time to go.
You know what, y'all? I
Man,
mean,
I hope y'all
bruh.
enjoyed the show, man. This is just another episode of Mischievous in Minds of Bishop, man. It's no telling what we might say, no telling what might happen. On a weekly basis, you can catch us in the streets somewhere. Make sure you follow everybody on their social media. Make sure you follow everybody online.
Can I flip him off on camera?
You can.
Oh, okay.
Tuesdays and Thursdays is trivia night, game show style trivia with your man Jason. Also, we're giving away Prom Night Augusta is coming up. Prom Night Augusta is coming up this February, as February is beginning, and you can get J Boys tickets. Giving away 2 tickets. I'm tell you how to do that with
We're going to Augusta.
with 93.9. You can come through. We got so much going on. Time to get out of here. Make sure you follow everybody. Now I gotta say. Do what you love. Love what you do. Remember all things. The only thing holding you back
is you.
And we out of here.
Oh, wow.
Holla at your boy.
Let's deal.
Minds of mischief. We got news and hot topics. The mischievous combos essential.
Word up, yo.
Keeping it entertaining and educated. Listens with the business.
Hey, man, I want to tell